Allegations of corruption surround Deputy Chief Force Officer John Pinello, but his minister claims there isn't enough evidence to act. Tonight, we get reaction from the Minister of Public Service. And police investigate another murder in Unitedville, plus a fire inside locked shutters. How firefighters had to adapt quickly to tackle a blaze inside a downtown appliance store. Plus, is Belize actually at risk for a tsunami? It's never happened before, but tonight, Belize City is officially certified tsunami ready. We've got details of these and all the stories in our newscast for tonight, Monday, July 27th, 2026. Good evening. With your news, I'm Indra Craig.
This newscast is brought to you by Cellular World, your authorized Samsung distributor.
At Cellular World, we believe technology shouldn't just be functional. It should make your home uniquely yours. Design your smart home with the full range of Samsung appliances and TVs. Equip your kitchen with smart and stylish fridges, advanced microwaves, and whisper-quiet dishwashers, bringing smart living to the heart of your home. Make daily tasks simple with efficient smart washers, powerful dryers, or an all-in-one laundry hub that adapts to your lifestyle. Experience true-to-life colors and spot-on sound with the Samsung Q LED Smart TV. Connect all your spaces instantly with the SmartThing app for seamless control wherever you go. Get all your Samsung products today with the peace of mind that only the 1-year warranty from the authorized distributor can give you. So stop by your favorite location and start designing your smart home today, only at Cellular World.
BTB Accommodations License Renewal 2026 opens August 1st through the online portal. BTB is also having its license renewal clinic countrywide, starting August 10th in Corozal, then in Orange Walk, Key Cocker, San Pedro, Hopkins, Placencia, Toledo, Belize City, San Ignacio, and Belmopan. Remember, to successfully process your renewal at the clinic, managers with portal access must bring updated electronic copies of renewal requirements. Licenses will be ready the same day at the clinic. Accommodations operating beyond October 31st, 2026 without successfully completing the renewal process will receive a violation ticket. Operating without a valid license commits an offense. For more information, please contact our compliance officers at 227-2420 extension #247. Email hotels@belizetourismboard.org or WhatsApp us at 635-3688. Renew your BTB accommodation license through the online portal starting August 1st, 2026, or look out for the renewal clinic near you.
Belize is introducing electronic invoicing, or e-invoicing. This means invoices, tax receipts, debit and credit notes will be issued, transmitted, and received in a structured electronic format, not a PDF and not a paper document. If you are GST registered and you invoice other businesses or government agencies, your documents will soon need to be created, sent, and verified through Vertex Belize, Belize's national digital platform for electronic invoicing. Why does this matter? Because it makes tax reporting faster and simpler. It reduces fraud and ensures every transaction is transparent and secure. The e-invoicing rollout will start with large GST registered businesses, then smaller businesses over time. For more information, contact the Belize Tax Service at 613-2508 or email etdinfo@bts.gov.bz. Electronic invoicing, simplifying tax compliance through digital innovation.
The world is watching. The stakes are high. And with an Atlantic Bank credit card, your moments start online.
Bro, tickets just dropped.
I have my credit card ready. So how many tickets, guys?
I'll take two.
1, 2.
I want 3.
Go further, experience more. Make your online purchases seamless, secure, and in real time.
All right, let's buy the tickets now. What did you do, bro? I need to enter a password.
Oh, Atlantic Bank's credit card has a 3D secure feature to protect your online shopping.
Check your email.
Some transactions require an additional layer of security. 3D Secure adds an extra verification step. An OTP is sent to ensure it is you authorizing payment.
Guys, we got the ticket.
Your online transactions made with Atlantic Bank credit cards are fast, safe, and verified.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Are you ready now? Hey yo, Belize, the encore is overdue. So I, Double M Masha Montano, with my full band and dancers, will be returning to the Jewel on September 20th for the Belize Soca and Culture Festival. That's why they call this show the greatest. After 10 years, Belize, I'm back. So get your tickets now. Hey, ah.
Rev up your engines at Puma Energy and get ready for an exciting chance to fuel, fill, and win. For every $30 purchase on fuel, a liter of lubricant, or $10 at Super 7, get a ticket to win one of 20 fuel prizes of $1,000. And here's the thrill. Fill up with premium Clean Tech Pro and double your chances of winning. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity. Head to Puma Energy and Super 7 today for your chance to fuel, fill, and win.
Belize is calling for change, and the future is in her hands. Meet our 4 incredible delegates competing for the crown of Miss Earth Belize 2026. Join us for the national pageant on August 8, 2026 at the Belize City Civic Center. Tickets, general admission $10, VIP $100, and ultra VIP tables $1,000. Seating for 5, wine and charcuterie included.
Tickets will be available for purchase at all Pink Boutique locations, Onyx Beauty Lounge, and Medisco.
Be a part of the movement. Beauty for a cause. Miss Earth Belize 2026.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Last week, we told you that John Pinello returned as Deputy Chief Forest Officer despite the serious allegations of professional misconduct made against him. He went on leave last month after being accused of bribery and extortion. However, since then, the Sustainable Development Minister Orlando Herbert said that there wasn't enough evidence against him. This is despite his accuser, Cesar Godinez, writing to the ministry outlining a complaint of alleged extortion and adding that he has evidence of his allegations which he is prepared to share. But the Ministry of Sustainable Development never reached out for that evidence and claims to have conducted an internal investigation which allowed Pinello to return to work as the deputy chief. So, will the complaint of corruption go any further than that? Or is it just like that old Yellow Man song, nobody move, nobody get hurt? Well, it seems so. According to the Public Service Minister, Henry Charles Usher, they can't act until they get a report from that ministry. Here's how he explained it today.
How does the public gain trust in relation to what has transpired with that entire thing? Because he's allowed to apply for the post, but in terms of any actual serious investigation into the allegations, to be seen that that was done adequately.
And it's a fair question you ask, because the Ministry of the Public Service can't act unless we receive something from whatever ministry there is an issue. So we have not had the opportunity to see anything yet in reference to this particular set of events. And so the Public Service Commission as well has not been able to act. It has been an investigation that was done internally at the Ministry of Sustainable Development, and we hope that we can get full disclosure as to what that investigation actually revealed.
So is it that the post of Chief Forest Officer will be advertised?
So the post had been advertised before. There was an acting Chief Forest Officer. I think when the former Chief Forest Officer retired, there was some time in between when he had some leave, and so he didn't actually leave office until a few months later. So that vacancy was pulled back to say, okay, we'll wait until the substantive post is actually vacant until we publicize that post again. So that will happen very soon.
While officials claim they cannot act on the allegations against Pinello or simply lack the political will to do so, is the Ministry of the Public Service turning its sight on the whistleblowers? We asked if an investigation is underway into the smart stream leaks coming from within the public service. Leaks that exposed such shady payment practices to connected companies that the Prime Minister was forced to put 2 cabinet members on leave for. So, how does Usher feel about public officers exposing their own government? We asked him.
How do you feel that these are employees under your ministry?
Well, they're employees of the government of Belize, not necessarily under the Ministry of the Public Service. And I think that the information was readily available. I don't know exactly who you're referring to when they're praising them. But, I think that, nobody really has been called. So I don't know. So it's just a general praise that's being done by the opposition. I wouldn't expect anything less.
But it's the public officers who are sort of, sending out these things to the media houses and whatnot.
Okay. So what's the question?
Are you concerned?
That where there is an idea or some suspicion of corruption, that this is made public?
Well, I think that the information has been put into the public domain. You're seeing the Auditor General going in there and doing an audit, and let's see what the audit brings out. I think it's important that if there are areas that need improvement, that those areas are improved, that if there are additional controls that need to be put in place. If you would recall, when you first asked me this question, even before the Auditor General stepped in, I said, what is important is that an audit is done, and I think that that process is ongoing now, and we have to see what report comes out from the Auditor General.
And aside from the public service, Usher took charge of the enterprise portfolio after Oscar Mira was placed on cabinet leave. Enterprise includes a free zone where reports say containers have not been moving out of the zone to Mexico. We also know that the zone is synonymous with smuggling, so we asked Usher about these nefarious elements hardwired into the zone's DNA. But he was more focused on the recent anniversary festivities.
I don't know what issues you're referring to, but I know that yesterday was the 31st anniversary of the free zone. So there was a event in there where some of the investors were honored for the work that they've done and for the fact that the free zone remains a vital part of the economy in the north and for Belize on a whole. And it's something that we have to continue to promote in terms of job creation. 3,000 plus persons working in the zone, 333 businesses operating in the zone. So those are the areas that we focused on yesterday.
How do you feel about actually having, when you declined to take police, did you also have an issue with Enterprise given all the claims of corruption and narco elements linked to the free zone?
So, it wasn't that I declined the portfolio. You can't decline the Prime Minister when he comes and says, I want you to handle this responsibility. It was an ongoing discussion that we had when it comes to this same civil service modernization exercise that had already been started. And I said, it'll be hard for a new minister to come in now and pick up exactly where it is. At least let us get through this process. I'm happy now that we've been able to get the approval from the IDB. We are moving forward with the modernization, and it's a project that I think is important for the overall services that government provides. The overall services in terms of in the ministries, both to civilians or citizens and also to public officers, because the Ministry of Public Service, our main customers are public officers, and we have to be able to respond to their needs more efficiently as well when it comes to taking leave, promotions, transfers, etc. We have to be able to respond to those more effectively. So this process will help both areas.
But were you wary of taking the Enterprise because of the allegations of all of these things?
As I said, it was a discussion more having to do with public service. It wasn't about what Prime Minister was offering. It was more about what responsibilities I asked him to continue to carry out. When he asked me recently to hold over the portfolio of Enterprise, I said, okay, I can hold it over. We are further along in civil service. I don't know how long I will hold over the portfolio, but I am there to make sure that all of the regulations, all of the compliance is done in accordance with all laws.
We'll take a break now. When we come back, Mexico wants Nimrod Tillit to face murder charges there. We'll tell you what happened when the case went to the High Court today, and we'll tell you about this weekend's murder. Don't go away.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
When the power goes out, life is disrupted. Be prepared and keep your home powered up with a generator from Benquip. We carry brands such as Honda, Kohler, and JCB. Schedule your installation, maintenance, and assessment to keep your generator ready and waiting to protect your family and home the next time the power fails. Stay in control of your power with a generator from Benquip. Equipment, parts, service.
Finally, a postpaid plan for 3 people. Introducing Smart Trio. Why pay for mobile service alone when you can share and save? Get unlimited national calls, texts, plus 100 gigabytes of shared data. And the best part? It's only $135. That's right, as low as $45 per person. Perfect for small families, couples, or close friends. Smart Trio, 3 lines, 1 smart choice. Sign up now and you could win a Trio getaway to San Pedro for 3. Visit us at www.smart-bz.com for more information or sign up at any showroom today. Smart, bringing people together.
Wake up to positivity and inspiration. It's a fresh and diverse twist on your mornings. Tune in to Sun Up on 7 every weekday morning at 6:30 a.m. right here on your Nation Station, Channel 7. It's the morning show you don't want to miss.
people don't travel with cash anymore. People would stop and they want to do a coffee tour, they want to buy coffee, but people don't have cash with them. Online banking facilitated a lot of what we do. I don't have to run to town and I have to use fuel and other expenses. Atlantic Bank actually approached us. They facilitated us with a bank account, which is something that we didn't have in hand, and then with a POS machine. I sit and sip my good cup of coffee and do payments.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
One moment, everything is perfect. But life can change in an instant. When the unexpected happens, being insured with ICB changes everything. ICB is here to guide you every step of the way. Life happens fast. Protect yourself with the Insurance Corporation of Belize. For more information, call 224-5328 or 224-5329 or visit icbinsurance.com.
Nando's Wholesale is the distributor for the full line of Badia spices, including the original complete seasoning, the perfect combination of ingredients and spices prepared to enhance the natural flavor of your favorite foods. Also, cinnamon powder for all your desserts, fruits, and beverages, and as special dishes. All these are available in commercial sizes or restaurant packaging. Nando's products are available at your local retailer or contact us at 222-5000. From Corozal to Toledo, Nando's is proud to be serving Belize as its #1 wholesale distributor for over 35 years.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
Nimrod Tillett is no stranger to the news, having been accused of murder 3 times in Belize. He was never convicted, but this time Mexican authorities want him extradited for an alleged murder in Chetumal that occurred in 2019. The reports are that he killed his girlfriend and threw her body in a dumpster, and the act was caught on surveillance footage. And while he is on remand awaiting extradition in 2024, a British attorney who specializes in these cases offered to assist him pro bono. Tim Prudhoe from a law firm in Turks and Caicos was in Belize 2 years ago. However, today, his junior appeared virtually in the civil matter regarding his client. Tillett is alleging that the facility in Chetumal that he will be imprisoned if he is extradited isn't suitable for him, and that's because he is still on crutches after he was shot multiple times in 2023. However, his attorney presented no evidence to substantiate that claim and did little more than delay the extradition. This has led to Justice Derek Sylvester dismissing the claim. The matter now returns to the Magistrates Court for the resumption of the extradition process. Denvoy and Delroy Bartley, twins from the Bannack area, were shot on Saturday night in Unitedville. Denvoy becomes the 4th murder victim in Unitedville for 2026, and they are likely all connected and a result of the ongoing drug war in the area. Police have since charged one person for this latest murder, and Staff Officer ASP Stacy Smith told us more.
Police have formally arrested and charged 20-year-old Kevin Anthony Alford of Unitedville Village, Coyote District, for the crimes of murder, attempted murder, use of deadly means of harm, and wounding in connection with the ongoing investigation into the murder of 25-year-old Denboy Bartley and the shooting injury of Delton Bartley. The investigation commenced at approximately 8:34 p.m. on Saturday, 25th July 2026 in Unitedville Village. The investigators reported that they responded to reports of shots being fired, and what they have learned so far in the course of the investigation is that both Denboy and Delroy Bartley were along with another male person in front of a residence in Unitedville Village when a male person emerged from nearby bushes and fired a number of shots, resulted in the fatal injury of Denboy Bartley and the injury of Delroy Bartley.
Has any motive been established?
So far, what the investigation is suggesting is that it is as a result of the ongoing dispute for job trade within that village.
Has the police department increased any security in that area, being that this is about the third murder, if I'm not mistaken, for this year alone in Unitedville?
There has been a number of strategic operations. I know a tactical team was deployed in that area. You would also know that after the last incident, I cannot recall the gentleman's name, but the officers were able to make an interception of a vehicle of interest and a recovery of 2 firearms. So that speaks to the department's tactical posture. And as you can see, the response in terms of the arrests with this most recent incident. So in addition to arranging our tactical response, I must say that we have liaised with community members who are adamant about wanting this type of activity outside of their neighborhood. And we have been liaising with them and sharing with them as it relates to investing in the technology that has played a role in bringing this investigation to the state that it is now.
And here in Belize City, there was an early morning fire yesterday on Albert Street near the Swing Bridge. A popular store caught on fire, and firemen had to approach this blaze very carefully. Jaleesa Roberts reports.
At approximately 12:44 a.m. on Sunday morning, huge clouds of smoke started wafting across the heart of downtown Belize City. Femina Store, which sat at the ground floor corner of the Abdo building for over 30 years. The appliance store was on fire, but from the inside, with the shutters closed. Because the fire was churning inside, waiting to feed on oxygen, fire department personnel had to use different strategies to get in it. They initially cut a small hole in the shutter because of the rush of oxygen would have created a backdraft, causing it to explode. From that small hole, they were able to bring the fire under control. Despite this deft work, the fire department had no comment today. Police gave us bare facts.
What we have learned so far in the course of the investigation is that the owner of Feminine Store reported that he left his property and he was only alerted that, a fire occurred, and he visited and made the observation. He stated that the building is one that he rents. However, the contents are his and they're insured.
Today, there was charred debris outside and inside, surely a tower of destroyed inventory. The store immediately beside it spared, but their appliances did receive some smoke damage. But what caused a fire inside a shuttered store in this long-standing building?
Have you all been able to determine if someone set it on fire?
The department is currently awaiting the report from the National Fire Service as to whether the fire was as a result of electrical, works gone bad, or if it was deliberately set.
Jaleesa Roberts, 7 News.
So far, no statement has been issued by the fire department. There were 2 fatal traffic accidents over the weekend, and both accident victims were women driving motorcycles. Tatiana Alvarado was the first. She lost her life in Bella Vista near the Independence Cutoff on Saturday. She was a courier southbound on the TV Ramos Highway when she allegedly made a wrong turn, colliding into a vehicle that was overtaking her.
Police have issued a notice of intended prosecution as a part of the ongoing investigation into a traffic accident that claimed the life of 39-year-old Tatiana Alvarado of Bella Vista Village. The incident occurred at approximately 4:35 p.m. on Saturday, 25th July 2026, near the Independence Cutoff. Investigators have established thus far that Alvarado was riding a motorcycle in the direction of Punta Gorda, and traveling immediately behind her was a Ford Escape. It is alleged that the driver of the Ford Escape, in the process of attempting to overtake the motorcycle being operated by Alvarado, when Miss Alvarado is alleged to have taken a sudden left turn, resulting in the collision, and that collision resulted in her fatal demise.
Do you know if the person driving the vehicle at the time was under the influence?
I am not able to say, and I actually made inquiry as to whether urine samples were extracted from him. I've not been able to confirm that so far. But from what I've heard, he has been cooperative with the investigation.
And another woman, a Mexican national, was also killed in a fatal accident. It happened late last night near the Corozal Free Zone.
Police have issued notices of intended prosecution as a part of the ongoing investigation into the death of 31-year-old Mexican national Nidia Galdames Hernandez, which occurred at approximately 9:40 p.m. on Sunday, 26 July 2026, near the Belize-Mexico border. The investigation has so far disclosed that Hernandez was operating a motorcycle and she was heading towards the Mexican border, and traveling behind her was a green Chevrolet motor vehicle. It is alleged that Hernandez swerved into the opposite lane of traffic and collided into a Dodge Altitude that was coming in the opposite direction, resulting in a collision and her being fatally injured. Urine samples have been extracted from drivers of both of the vehicle as a part of the ongoing investigation.
Police today released details on a shooting that left cops rattled. It happened within Gang Turf last week in the early hours of last week Thursday, when police came under fire from a heavy caliber weapon inside a vehicle they were pursuing. ASP Stacey Smith told us more.
Can see in relation to this investigation, to that incident, is that the officers of the GI3 stated that they sought to intercept a vehicle of interest, and that vehicle refused to stop, and a pursuit ensued. The vehicle eventually collided into a lamppost, and 3 persons exited the vehicle, and when one of those persons who was in the front passenger seat was exiting, he fired upon the police officers, who returned fire. All 3 persons were able to evade capture. However, the vehicle of interest has been impounded, and great strides have been made as it relates to the investigation of this matter.
A small fire inside a home on Baghdad Street in Belize City last night uncovered a troubling discovery. A birth certificate near the flames led investigators to a young child left behind by his mother. Police say the woman had asked the neighbor to call her a taxi, and after the child fell asleep, she left the residence and never returned. Police say the mother has since been located and the child is now in the care of Human Services.
As it relates to the incident with the child on Baghdad Street in Belize City, what I've been able to ascertain so far is that sometime last night, police were called to a residence on Baghdad Street because there was a fire on a stair, and the lady stated that when she extinguished the fire, she noticed a birth paper was near where the fire occurred. It was only because of this another female who lived not too far away realized that the name on the birth paper is that of a female who had visited her earlier and left her child there with her. That particular woman reported that a female known to her solely by first name, and it's not someone that she was intimately acquainted with, visited her and began a conversation and asked her to call a taxi for her. And during that time that they were waiting for the taxi, the child fell asleep. So the child was placed to sleep within the residence. The female, which is the mother of the child, left, and she did not return any at all. And it was only when that incident happened that she realized that something may have gone awry. Investigators have since been able to locate the mother. The child was placed with the Human Services, and I've been advised that a consultation and welfare check should happen sometime during the course of today to see what exactly went wrong that caused the mother to take that course of action that she took.
In other crime news, the Atlantic Bank Leaderville branch was targeted by robbers last week, but they did not get into the bank. ASP Smith said that there was damage to the ATM.
On Thursday, 23rd July, investigators were called out to the Atlantic Bank Leaderville branch as there was indication that a burglary occurred. A review, however, of the building showed that nothing of significance was taken, and the scenes of crime technicians were able to process the scene and lift a number of prints, and the hope is that we would be able to ascertain exactly what occurred.
Was there any damaged property?
Yes, the building was damaged, resulting in them gaining injury, but certainly I won't disclose how they did that.
Would you at least be able to say, was it the ATM they were going for?
I believe the ATM was damaged, but I believe entry was made in the building, so the ATM damage was, I believe, from inside the building.
This is the second recent report of an attempted ATM theft. Last week, we told you about the former public officer who had become ill while working at the Income Tax Department. She had asked to be moved several times but was ignored, and her medical bill in Merida began adding up. She sued the government and won her case, but 17 months later, she has not gotten her payment. Today, the Public Service Minister clarified that the incident occurred during the UDP's administration, and while he can't explain why the payment has taken so long, he reassured her that she will be paid.
A case that was taken to the High Court and she got a judgment in her favor. But Channel 7 said, and I want to be clear, that she wrote the Ministry of Public Service numerous times and did not get any answer. To be clear, that those letters and the medical boards were done in a previous administration, because it made it sound like it was happening recently. The case happened recently, but those medical boards and those correspondences were done, I believe, in 2017 and 2018. I just wanted that clarity, in case people are wondering if it's something that was happening currently. In terms of the judgment has been passed. The government has accepted the decision of the court, and we're working out a payment schedule so that she can get the payments that she is entitled to.
Why did it take 17 months and why has nobody contacted her?
No, I think the judgment happened in 2025, if I'm not mistaken. So this is something that we need to see why they putting the judgment into effect, enforcing the judgment might have taken longer, but it's something that we intend to satisfy very soon.
The Attorney General also told us today, quote, the government has been in communication with attorneys for the public officer with a proposal for payment. On behalf of the government, I extend sincere apologies to the public officer for the delayed resolution to this matter, end quote. Turning now to politics, last week you heard that Curzon councillor candidate for the PUP, Tommy Zetina, stepped down after he was arrested following allegations of domestic abuse while intoxicated. However, one has to ask, if the report was not publicized, would Zetina have stepped down on his own, or would the PUP have asked him to? Today, Minister Russia said it doesn't really matter anymore.
Do you believe that if this report did not come out, he would have been asked to step down regardless?
Well, he withdrew his application. He sent in the letter to the Secretariat, and we're proceeding with a contested convention on August the 9th. 2 slates. One of the slate has one less person on the team in terms of 6. And so, we proceed from there.
But if the report didn't become as public as it did, would the PUP have asked him to step down?
It's kind of a moot point because he withdrew. Next question.
How many conventions are you all having, and how many mayoral races are contested?
Well, we have 9 municipalities, and we expect contested conventions in 5 of them.
Minister Rush also gave an update on the National Fire Service's proposed headquarters. It's been 6 years since they were moved from Cleghorn Street and put into makeshift quarters at the Marion Jones, which have proven unsuitable for the firefighters. Usher is hoping that soon they will be able to relocate to an area near the Eleanor Hall building.
As when the National Fire Service headquarters was sold by the UDP administration, there was no plan for it. There was nowhere for the National Fire Service to go. They had been begging lodging at the Marion Jones Stadium, a place that was not suitable for the National Fire Service. We are preparing, and we are in plans now to get the new National Fire Service headquarters built very close to the Eleanor Hall building. There's a land designated there, so we're happy that we're proceeding with that. We're looking for funding for that particular project as we speak. Currently, a space is being rented for a part of the National Fire Service, not the full headquarters. The administrative headquarters is there, as well as the Northside Fire Station is there. The mechanical yard has been moved to Ladyville, and other areas have been moved to other areas because we just don't have the space available in the other locations. But when we do build the new headquarters, we'll be able to have the administrative headquarters, the mechanical yard, the training yard, etc., for the National Fire Service, so it will be good.
Still ahead, it's being called one of the deadliest maritime tragedies in modern Caribbean history. To get answers after the sinking of the MV Barima and to help with recovery, Guyana's president has called on 2 prominent Belizeans. We'll tell you who it is right after the break. Don't go away.
This newscast is brought to you by Cellular World, your authorized Samsung distributor.
The roads of Belize connect us all. Riders, drivers, families, friends. Every day begins with a little routine and the confidence that life's journeys are protected. From school drop-off through the daily grind and everything in between, each with different roads ahead, yet one common goal: to arrive safely. Atlantic Insurance stands with Belize's riders and motorists with affordable protection, support, and peace of mind for the journey ahead. For the roads we share and the lives we protect, Atlantic Insurance is by your side, insuring you from life's unexpected. Atlantic Insurance, insuring you from life's unexpected.
Altoona is one of the most visited Mayan city up until lately. The adjacent communities have collaborated together to see how they can get a space here that the wood carvers could actually market and sell their product. Not having the POS machine in the past, we have lost a lot of sales. Atlantic Bank helps supported our business, giving us the opportunity to get the POS machine. Now with the POS machine, we are able to do more sales, and that will, also bring more, finance to our families.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
If you're tired of the baking in your house with the only Cocoa Wawa fan, and finally realize that the time to get yourself a good, durable, reliable fan, contact Myers Panel website or social media. Myers going to hook you up with one of their 18-inch heavy-duty tripod fan, where might could even change your life as it keep you cool in this hot Belizean weather. Yes man, because their 18-inch heavy-duty tripod fan from Myers not just could blow your lip back way, they might could blow away your mind if you say blow away the toxic konomono out of your life and the bad vibes out of your house. Order your 18-inch heavy-duty tripod fan from Myers website or on their social media, and Myers going to ship out your fan anywhere countrywide ASAP. Not believe me? Visit myerselectronics.bz right now for order your fund today.
Welcome to the V Department Store. We are conveniently located on Coney Drive in Belize City. That's right on Coney Drive in Belize City. At the V Department Store, we offer a wide variety of groceries, cosmetics, kitchen appliances, kitchenware, electronics, and more. We've also recently expanded to the second floor to better meet your household and office furniture needs. We now have a wide variety of furniture, home decor, and accessories. We have a shared vision for a comfortable and customer-friendly shopping experience. Visit us today and be warmly greeted by our reasonable prices and cordial staff. The V Department Store. Experience the ultimate shopping destination.
Belize, you're watching the Nation Station, Channel 7.
A police constable, 29-year-old Dexter Diego, appeared in the High Court this morning to answer to the charge of unlawful sexual intercourse with a minor. The incident is reported to have first occurred when the minor was 13 on 4 separate occasions between December 2022 and March of 2026. Diego's trial was to begin today when he appeared before Justice Nigel Pilgrim, but he ended up pleading guilty to the 4 counts of unlawful sexual intercourse. Justice Pilgrim deferred Diego's sentencing to September 8th after ordering that a prison report, social inquiry report, and a victim impact statement be taken. Diego was represented in court by attorney Earl Hamilton. Guyana is recovering from the deadliest maritime accident in Caribbean history, and it has engaged 2 prominent Belizeans to help. Attorney Godfrey Smith has been appointed to chair an independent commission of inquiry into the ferry disaster involving the passenger vessel MV Barima, which sank on Saturday, July 18, 2026. The confirmed death toll currently stands at 73, with 30 passengers still unaccounted for. The international panel was formally named by Guyanese President Dr. Irfan Ali on Sunday morning. Joining Smith on the 5-member high-level committee are naval architecture expert Dr. Andre Jesse Anungsky of Poland, Jamaican maritime surveyor Captain Hamada Fauda, Trinidadian Admiralty lawyer Nayari Dawn Alfonso, and former Trinidadian Defense Chief Rear Admiral Hayden Pritchard. Smith and his panel will examine the events and circumstances surrounding the vessel's departure and capsizing, evaluate emergency responses, and deliver recommendations to prevent further maritime disasters. And Senior Counsel Eamon Courtney has also been called upon by the government of Guyana to help. President Irfan Ali today announced the launch of the HEART Initiative, a program designed to provide direct economic, medical, and psychological relief to victims and families affected by the ferry disaster. Former Foreign Minister Courtney has been tasked with mobilizing financial assistance for affected persons. 2 Belizeans were recently killed abroad in separate shooting incidents, one in the United States and the other in Guatemala. 36-year-old Belizean Keishane Young was fatally shot inside an apartment building in Hollywood, Los Angeles on July 10th. According to the Los Angeles Police Department, Young was inside the apartment with 3 others when a male suspect entered the building, opened the fire, and fled on foot. Young was pronounced dead at the scene. The Los Angeles County Department of Medical Examiner later confirmed he died from multiple gunshot wounds. Meanwhile, on July 17th in Guatemala, Belizean Tyson Alvarez Fonzo was also shot and killed in the town of Livingston. Guatemalan police reported that the fatal shooting occurred in the Nevago neighborhood, where Alvarez Francois sustained multiple gunshot wounds. Belize has never seen or known a tsunami, but planners warn that we can never be too careful. And as of today, the city has officially achieved UNESCO's Tsunami Ready recognition. But what exactly does that mean? Well, the Disaster Risk Management Minister told us more.
This is really just the beginning of the process, because this is all about continuing to be ready, continuing to be prepared, continuing that community engagement, preparedness, education, awareness when it comes to tsunamis. So it's the beginning of a process. The residents have to know where the evacuation routes are, the signage, etc. So it's important that Belize City is designated, but that we continue this process throughout the country.
So it's not that we should be breathing easier or maybe just slightly?
No. We can't take these things lightly. It's very serious. The last warning we got for a tsunami was in 2025. Luckily, we did not see any. I remember the one vividly in 2018 when we also got a tsunami warning. It's something that happens more frequently in the Pacific, but it's not, it can never happen here in the Caribbean. It does happen at times. So I think it's important that we stay ready. So there are evacuation areas in Belize City, gathering points. You will see the signage throughout the city that has been put up, and those are the areas where persons can go and gather, and then evacuation routes explain to them how they would go or where they would go in the event of a tsunami. Remember, this thing happens very fast.
The Intergovernmental Oceanographic Commission of UNESCO has established 12 steps for a community to get ready for a tsunami. And Belize would have followed these guidelines. And it consisted in, first of all, divided into 3 areas. One is awareness, preparedness, and response. So Belize, in order to receive the recognition of UNESCO IOC as a tsunami-ready community, it had to know its threat, it had to map the hazard, had to know how many people lived or could be affected by the tsunami in Belize City, and then also what were the resources, which resources would it have on hand to respond to a situation like a tsunami. Also then in the area of preparedness, Belize City prepared a tsunami evacuation map, which would indicate the areas that had to be evacuated, the safer areas, and how to get from the hazard zone to those safer areas and areas where people could assemble. Also, then they had install signage to inform the public on the evacuation routes and these assembly points. They developed education and outreach material, and this material was shared through public and outreach events and a tsunami exercise to test the procedures for responding to a tsunami.
As part of the Hub Resource Center's annual Summer Blasts program, they hosted an interactive and dynamic Career Day Expo today to expose campus to the types of careers available to them in the future. Jo Marie Lanza stopped by the event, and here's her report.
For the past 5 weeks, these kids here at the Hub have been actively engaged in a summer sports program designed to build athletic skills and teamwork. Today, however, the focus shifted from the field to the future as participants explored a diverse array of potential career paths during a dedicated career expo. The program coordinator at the Hub explained why they decided to host a career expo for these kids.
They wanted to give them more experience about the careers that they would want to do in the future. So with their suggestion, we came up with like a little mini expo for them to explore their options for their futures. We're supposed to have at least 12 today, but since it just started, they are kind of behind schedule. We originally had the police as well come in, the firefighters, Coast Guard, BTV, BMA, BFLA, things that regarding health, working with government, stuff like that. We also have our own booth CRD as well to tell them more about what we do here in the building. Sometimes they don't know what they want to do for their future, and we just give them a little push towards what they want. We give them the encouragement to say, okay, I want to be this, I want to be that, instead of just not doing anything. Our building is here for them to get resources and understanding of what they can get and gain for their future. And this is what we do for them so they can get like a little experience for what they want to do for their futures.
There were live demonstrations for some of the equipment used by the firefighters, as well as games and other information available to them about the different careers. One volunteer told us that prior to the expo, these kids did not know what to expect before approaching the different booths.
Prior to coming in here, they were not sure what the career expo was about, but they are a very energetic set of students. They like to learn, and some of them are aware of some of the things that they are seeing here because of their experience playing video games. Some of these things, especially like the Coast Guard, the tools that they use, they are familiar with. So I think that they are very much interested in learning and more taking back what they learned to home and say, Mom, Dad, I learned this at their career day and expo. So I think it's a great learning experience for all of them here.
Jo Marie Lanza, 7 News.
We also visited another summer camp today. The Belize Diabetes and Hypertension Association hosted its Diabetes Warrior Type 1 Youth Camp at the Lion's Den. It's an initiative aimed at empowering young people living with type 1 diabetes through education and support. We stopped in and spoke with Nairobi Cortez, who told us what her 16-year journey has been like.
We have presenters and different medical professionals who come and tell us about the condition. We learn about the medication and the management of diabetes.
How many participants are we seeing here today?
With type 1s, we have about 10 to 15 members who are right now along with their supporters. It helps like educate us on the matter, like the rising matter of diabetes that we have every single year. I think it's important because it's here for our educational purpose, advocacy, and awareness purpose.
What are you guys doing? We see that you're painting here today, but is that all that it entails?
And no, besides recreational activities, again, we get to meet professionals who tell us about what the condition is, help us understand the matter, and understanding and accepting the condition of diabetes.
Living with it for 16 years, what have you learned through the process?
I've been through many good and bad days having this condition. Honestly, it's a continuous process. You would think that, okay, I know everything about diabetes, but trust me, every year there's just that one thing that you learn about the health complications, your access to health care. You meet new people with different advice and struggles and good knowledge every year. You know, you do learn something new.
And that's all we have for you for our newscast tonight. Thanks for watching. With your news, I'm Indira Craig. Remember, you can access a full transcript of the news at 7newsbelize.com and see the streaming video on our Facebook page. Have a great night. Join me back here tomorrow at 6.